Freshline to me is a lifestyle. It's part of our identity, and it didn't start off that way, but now Freshline has become an important piece of how I identify, I guess, as a guy, because it's really easy back home in the Western lifestyle to just get stuck in a cycle where you're just doing the same thing every day. It's not that you're not grateful for the environment that you're in, but it's not an environment that challenges you as a man, realistically. There's challenges, don't get me wrong. There's freaking hours of emails, and there's dealing with family life and all of that stuff, and that's all part of it. But there's a piece of me that needs this, and I think what we found is that it's not just me, is that there's a lot of guys out there that need to be brutally challenged in order to feel like they're really living up to their potential. And so these expeditions that we run, that's what happens. They challenge you to the point where you feel like you're utilizing every bit of mental capacity you've got, every bit of emotional capacity you've got, every bit of physical capacity you've got to make it through, and you're doing that collectively with a bunch of other guys. And for whatever reason, programmed in us deep in our DNA, that's fulfilling. That's something that we're on these trips. We were talking about this last night at the campfire. Like, you go back home and it's easy to get into bouts of depression or anxiety or just not feeling like life is what it should be, and then you get out here and all of that melts away, where you're just like, this is what life feels like it could be like, where it's because you have the challenge, because you're pushed physically, emotionally, mentally, that you have no want for anything. You just feel like you're in your zone. And so Freshline's providing that environment, both out here on the expeditions and then collectively as a brotherhood. Once we get back home, it's getting on the club calls and providing that.
Yeah, Freshline for me it's a reset. You know, you're at home, you're in the rat race. I've got an amazing wife and 4 kids, and they're everything, but every once in a while I need to go out, do something with the boys, you know, be challenged, have that you know, that overcoming something that really requires an elite group of guys, you know, guys that get the mission, get the purpose, and you do something like this together. It gives you that sense of purpose, that reset, and re-engages me in that home life where I find myself kind of distancing myself, getting, you know, stuck in routine. You know, routine's not a bad thing, but when I'm in it too long, I try to distance myself from it. Freshline's just a great reset for me to come out here, you know, really dig out that adventurous side, you know, do some crazy stuff, you know, route replanning and going from super hot to super cold and getting lost and can't find fuel and you know, camping every night. That's something that my soul needs. I have to get out every once in a while and do that with the brothers, and that's what we're creating here at Freshline. We want to create a brotherhood that is needing to do that every year as well. You know, we understand that this can't be a permanent lifestyle. It's a quick hit. It's 2 weeks out of the year where we can go and do something truly incredible and great, and then go home to the family refreshed and ready to kind of tackle all the challenges at home. And so, you know, these trips aren't easy. They're not meant to be easy. They will never be easy, and that's exactly the way we like it. We like for there to be the challenge, and we'll always go to new places. It's about discovering together, so we'll explore, you know, discover, we'll change on the fly. We have to be flexible, and that to us is the absolute best trip you could possibly have. You know, every Freshline trip I've gone has all been different, but they've all had the same themes, and they've all been some of the kind of greatest times of my life as far as self-discovery, kind of resetting and getting healthier, you know, physically, mentally, spiritually, all the things. I always go home a healthier version of myself, a little more fulfilled, and this trip has been no different. So yeah, really excited about where we're going, what we're developing, and yeah, excited to take on the next one.
I I hate to say
30
it,
seconds left on this card, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but there can be a level of resentment that builds up with the routine, the domestic routine at home. And Freshline is that outlet where I can actually show up domestically at home and not feel that level of resentment, because I know that there's a bold, wild side of me that's going on these expeditions and really tapping into that. And that creates a whole picture of who I am. And I'm